Hi team, I want to make a video to show you how to start a listing. So the first thing you want to do is log into your Dotloop account, and then you want to click Add Loop. You're going to want to put in the address here. So for training purposes, I'm going to put in our office, Magnolia Ave in Florida. And just select that one. Then you want to go and select, and this is based on the ERA Grizzard template. So go ahead and click New Listing Residential. If it's a company generated, that's either Cartist, eRelo. Those are the only two that you'd want to use this one for. So go ahead and click Residential. And then if you have a photo, you can upload it. It's not required. Then go ahead and hit pre-listing. You're going to keep it pre-listing until we get all the documents corrected. And if you have a price, go ahead and enter it here. If not, that's fine. We can enter it later. For training purposes, I'll just add 150,000. Enter closing. That will happen once we go under contract. So we'll take care of that at that point. Go ahead and click View Loop. All right, so looks like ERA did not add documents in here because they created templates. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and add documents, click templates, and they do have one down here called New Residential Listing. Go ahead and just select all and then copy, and then click OK. All right, so if you see at the left here, it says these documents are required. You must get these filled out and signed. So the lead based paint, that's case by case. We are missing an HOA. If there's an HOA, please add that. If there is a home that the seller has never occupied, you want to find the document in here, click templates. I actually have it here. Let's see, non-occupancy. So you'll add that one if they've never occupied the home. You'll add HOA if there's an HOA. If you are the owner, an agent, you're going to find licensee. So those are the three that you're going to want to add when it comes to listing the home that you won't find common. Let's see. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is go to click View Details. Now you're going to go ahead and fill this all out. You're going to add the person's name, number, and email, and an address of where they're moving to, if they have it already. You'll add yourself. You'll add anybody that's involved with this property. Um, don't worry about filling out MLS, but go ahead and fill this out here. Let me just type this in so you can see. To fill out. I'm just going to copy that. You will also fill out, let's see it, the showing instructions under the remarks. I will go ahead and work on the public, realtor, driving remarks here. Don't worry about contract info. Don't worry about marketing. I'll take care of that. The contract dates, the transaction coordinator will take care of. I will enter in the coordinator here. This is where you're going to enter you're going to fill this information out here. Here. This is typically equitable title right here. We like to charge $345. This is a case by case. We don't want to charge if it's a Cardis or a Real Lead or I believe Veterans United. Double check on that one. If the ERA broker asks you to charge $299 for your buyer and or seller, both parties if you're double siding. If you're not charging this, this will come out of your commission. This is not split. This will come out of your commission. You'll also enter the buy side here, who's paying, and if there is, if you sold them something else within the last 12 months. Referral. If you could please put in the source of this lead, this helps us figure out where the splits are if you have forgotten. Um, and any other information you can give for that, that's very helpful. Okay, so you're going to want to fill out all this information here. Let's see if there's a homeowner association. If there's not, just put not applicable. The dues, you're going to fill out it, what it excludes. Actually, that's not. You're going to fill out what it includes. My mistake. Any other remarks that you think might be helpful to selling the property. You'll need to fill out the HOA contact information and the name of the HOA. You will also fill this out if they decided to do a warranty. We don't really work with AHS anymore. There is a new one. Please check your hub with ERA or give me a call. This part here, it helps you fill out the MLS data form, which is required to be filled out and signed by Florida and or brokerage. It is a long document, so a lot of people miss this. But if you don't fill this part out, you're just going to have to manually put it in when you go to open up that document. Same with the property information here. So do double check with this because especially when it's a townhome, sometimes people will call it a townhome or a condo, and the appraisal tax records is sometimes wrong. So make sure to double check on the type of home that is. And then down here, this is just for the admin use. And you'll click save. And then you see it saved successfully. Let's see here. Again, it's very important that you put your contacts, name, number, email, address, definitely the email and phone number for that. And just click back to loop. And then for each document, you'll have to do one at a time here. You're going to hit autofill. And then if you see some missing spots here, just go ahead and fill it out. And then it'll autofill all that information in. Your listing broker will be ERA Grizzard. Your listing agent will just put myself for the time being. And then if you forgot to put the seller name, you can go ahead and add it here as well. And then you'll click autofill and it fills all this out. You do need to fill out line 2, line 3. This one will not be autofilled. You'll need to fill this out as well, the legal description. You'll need to fill out whether it's tenant occupied or not. You're going to select one of these choices, and if there's an expiration date, just put month to month if they're on a month-to-month basis. The price you'll fill out. Double check on MLS the financing terms, what's sold in that neighborhood, especially when it comes to FHA and VA. We want to make sure the home does qualify for that. So double check with a lender or MLS or your team lead or your coach. And you will be signing each page at the bottom here. You will also make sure your sellers are signing at the bottom of each page as well. You don't need to worry about this stuff here. You can go ahead and read it on your own, but it doesn't apply in this case. Again, you'll sign, you'll have your client sign here. This is where you're going to put the $345, the broker fee, or you're going to put 0 if they don't get charged, or you're not going to charge it to them. All these others are left blank, blank. This is where you're going to put the split. So if it's 5%, you're going to put 2.5 or whatever you're going to give to the buyer's agent. You just check these boxes off, 2.5. And typically, I see a lot of people do 1% for a non um, broker that has no broker relationship. If we do cancel this contract, this is where you're going to put how much we're going to charge the seller. So that's a case by case and up to you. You are going to have your seller initial here. You are going to sign here. And then you're going to send this off to the broker to get initial to make sure everything's coherent and compliant. You're going to sign down here at the bottom and have your seller initial there. Any additional terms as far as maybe furniture or things in the home that you want to include or not include, you're going to enter all this information here. Please see your team lead, coach, or broker to help you fill this out if you're going to go ahead and fill this out. We do need the seller to sign, and we do ask for a telephone number and an email just in case they say that we didn't send it to them. We do have a record of this, of where we sent it at least. Typically, we like to send it through email. Sometimes we do mail, but most of the time it's email. And that's why it's important to have the email address up here because that's how it connects. And then you're going to initial there and you're going to have them initial. Once this document is completed, we will go ahead and send this on your behalf to your client. You're just going to click save for now because we're going to set all these documents together once we've filled it out. The addendum to listing agreement. This is a broker required document. Again, it auto populates for autofill. Go ahead and fill out the blanks the best you can. If there's no unit number, don't worry about it. Please enter your legal description and the year built. You just click autofill. And then just make sure. So this is the broker fee right here. This is what they typically charge, $2.99. Cross that out and put a different amount and have your seller's initial if you're not going to charge the $2.99 or you're going to charge something different. There is another document in the IronGate sellers templates that does say 0 or $3.45. So you can add that in at your discretion. If you're charging a warranty, this is where you're going to fill this information out. If the home is older than 1978, that includes 1978 or older, you're going to enter the date there. Please, please, please make sure you sign and have your client sign. Then go ahead and save. Okay, Stellar MLS residential date entry. If this form is filled out completely, we will not be asking you or your client any questions on what to be putting in MLS. So as long as this is filled out, you're good. And we can move forward. So there is an autofill. So if you click the autofill here, if you fill out all this information, it'll input into the document where the fields are. I do want to scroll down to the very bottom. So let's see, public remarks. So this is a great place to have you or your client fill out what you want to include in the description of the home, some highlighted features that myself might not know. Since you are the expert of the home, it'll be best coming from you or the seller. So I highly recommend filling this part out. Also, when it comes to showing remarks, this is another way to let us know how we can show the home. You do have this conversation with the owner, so please fill this out as well. Those are the two main ones that I'd like you to keep an eye out on. Please go ahead, you're able to sign here where it says broker signature, and then make sure your client sign. And then just make sure you save right after. All right. Seller's property disclosure. So this is if they've occupied the home. You're just going to autofill, fill out the information if it's not completed. And then when you're sending this, we'll go ahead and save it for right now. Make sure, let's just click right here on this box here, that you're selecting the person who can fill it out. I would go ahead and just put anyone that way. So let's just see, we can highlight this and then click anyone. So if you want to help them out and you want to fill it out, that's what you're going to do. You're just going to highlight, drag and highlight, and then click anyone and go ahead and fill it out. If not, I'll show you what to do when we're sending all the documents. Seller's net sheet. This is just an estimate. Please make sure your clients understand that. What I do is put the agent's name. This is just an estimate. So they know. And then 150,000. And then increments, I could typically just do 1,000. And then the total commission. So if we're doing 5%, we'll put 5% there. And then they must sign down below. This is a required document. I understand that title companies provide net sheets. Make sure that net sheet is signed and put into Dotloop. We are looking for this. This is a requirement. And then lead-based paint disclosure. You'll autofill that document. Make sure they initial on the top there. Make sure they initial here. This gets missed a lot. Make sure they click the appropriate box. Make sure you're initialing here and you're initialing here as the listing agent for your clients. And then make sure they sign here as well. And then just click save. Okay. So when you're ready to send it to your client, you have all the information in here. Go ahead and just click this one box here and it just selects everything. For this purpose, you don't need to send how we share listing photos. And then click share. And then for this purpose, I'll put my name. I'll be the seller in this case. And then you want to select can fill and sign. This is because of the MLS data entry and the seller's disclosure and lead-based paint. For them to select all those boxes that we saw and type out anything. Make sure you click the box attach PDF to email. That way they can look at it, or if they want to print it, it's easy. And they could hand sign or fill out these documents. Write in a little message here. Message here to your client. And anything else that you want to add. And just click share. And then it's done. So it's been shared and you click done. And that is it. So just scroll down here. Just make sure you have all the information down here. And if you need to contact someone at ERA, Kim is the listing lead coordinator. She is found down here. You can send her a message here. Vicky does the contracts, so you can send her a message as well. And then Eric, if you need to ask him anything about Cardis or eRelo, you can go ahead and send them there. As you can see, there's other people here. Feel free to reach out to them if you need to. That way they can look at the document as well. And you can also talk to your transaction coordinator. Make sure you're adding your transaction coordinator here. There is a role for it. It's called transaction coordinator. And then you can add them to the team. That way they have complete access to the file. And that way we also, myself or the broker, knows who is working your file. We don't have to question it. We can just see it. And that is it. If you have any questions, please let me know. This is Rachel, and my telephone number is 407 579 6083. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.